Welcome to another episode of In Delaware. I'm Donna Cavender, and as you can see behind me, it's a beautiful downtown skyline of Wilmington. This is a beautiful boardwalk, and it starts at the train station in Wilmington, keeps on coming past the riverfront and right on here, and stops right here at the Russell W. Peterson Urban Wildlife Refuge. And that's where we're headed today. We're going to show you all about it, all the things that go on there. It's very educational. And today, a particular day, it's the monarch butterfly celebration. And we're going to get to do some fun things. We're going to tag some butterflies, we're going to release some butterflies, and we're going to find some other things to do too. So let's go talk to John. He's the manager. Let's go check it out. Well, it's an exciting day here at the Wildlife Refuge, and here with me is John Harrod. Thanks for letting us stop by and take a look at your place, John.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad to have you.
Now, this is a urban wildlife refuge. It's kind of contradictive, isn't it?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
There are a lot of refuges that can be urban, but there's not as many as you would think of as other wildlife refuges that are more rural or urban areas. But it is really nice to have something like this right on the Wilmington's riverfront. And very few people realize that right in their backyard they can go see bald eagles and American beavers and ospreys.
So you have all of that here too?
Yes.
Now today we're here because it's so exciting. Everybody loves butterflies.
They do.
And today it's a big butterfly celebration. Tell us what's going on today.
Yeah, today we have our monarch migration celebration. It's fall, it's September. The monarchs, butterflies, are migrating south to Mexico where they overwinter, and they're passing through now. And it's a big migration. Then in the spring, they move back up the United States.
So the butterflies, they always seem so delicate, so they must be hardier than we think they are if they're traveling all the way to Mexico.
Yeah, they're hardy, but also it's part of us as people helping them along the way. So us planting the flowers that they need to get the nectar to migrate south, or the plants that their young need to eat. But yes, they are strong flyers, and they have to make it all the way to Mexico from here.
So that's how they know to stop here, and that's because of all of the plants that you have here.
Yes.
That attracts them.
Correct.
Okay, and what kind of plants are those?
The plants that would attract a monarch butterfly as an adult would be any bright and colorful flower that's blooming now.
So they do see color?
Yes.
Okay.
And preferably a native plant. Those that have always been found here, not something that's been brought over from another continent, might have the best nutrition for them.
Okay.
But in the spring, when the monarchs are coming back this way, they're going to be looking for a specific plant, the milkweed plant, of which we have multiple species. The swamp milkweed, butterfly weed, common milkweed.
Okay.
And that's what they lay their eggs on, because much like children, they're very picky and will only eat specific plants. And
right.
It's those in the milkweed group.
Okay. All right. So what kind of areas do you have here at the Wildlife Refuge? And I should say that, again, that it's the Russell W. Peterson Urban Wildlife Refuge.
Yes, and the refuge was named after former Governor Peterson. He did some fantastic environmental work here in Delaware and across the U.S. So.
And did he live to see some of this come to fruition?
He did.
Good.
So,
good.
He was a frequent visitor.
All right, great. So tell us what are the areas that you have here at the refuge, the different areas that we're going to go and take a look at here pretty soon.
So what we're looking at now is a 212-acre freshwater tidal marsh. So in Delaware, we have a lot of marshes, but what's unique about this one is that it's freshwater and tidal. Down in the lower parts of the state, there's tidal marshes, but they're either brackish or saltwater.
Okay.
So, but this one's unique in that it's freshwater, no salt, and just with development over time, we've lost a lot of these. So it's a unique habitat that we don't actually have a lot of. So to be able to preserve this and provide the what it has for wildlife is fantastic.
And Governor Peterson was a big part of that, of the preserving of it.
Yes.
Okay. And you were showing me just a little while ago one of the outdoor lecture areas, the classroom areas.
Yes. We have programming here that's from ages 1.5 through 101.5. So if you're in preschool, school grade, you can come out and do a canoe trip with us. We do school field trips, summer camps. So that what you saw was one of our outdoor classrooms where we can have classes done outdoors.
All right, great. And I did see the canoes. That interested me. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. That's great. Okay. And how many acres did you say?
212 acres.
And it's all planted with the plants that not only are attracted to butterflies, but other animals too?
Yes, and most of this has grown naturally. We work with the state of Delaware's Fish and Wildlife to help manage it. They help manage it. But out here we have wild rice. We have that yellow flower right now is called tick seed sunflower.
Okay.
And all of this marsh is fed, the water that you see comes in from the river here, which is the Christina River, which flows just a couple of miles down the way to the Delaware River.
And as we told people when we first got here in the open, that you are very close to the riverfront.
Yes, we're actually on the Wilmington riverfront. The river walk, and it's right at our front door. So if you're walking it, you will end up here.
Okay, great. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area. So let's go take a look at some of the other places and your areas a little bit more up close, okay?
Sure, sounds great.
So John, here we are in one of your classrooms.
Yes.
And what takes place in the classroom? I see a lot of the taxidermy here. So what takes place here?
Well, we have it set up today for the festival, but typically this is a great place that we use for classes to come in, to study fish, to look under the microscope, see what kind of things we find in the water. It's a great teaching space that we could get dirty and then clean up.
And the kids always like to get their hands into everything, don't they?
That's right. We're a very hands-on organization.
Okay. We saw some fox here, we saw some beaver, and do you have all of those here active in the area?
Yes, all the taxidermy and wildlife you see in this room can be found outside at some point during the year.
Okay, great. And I see on this back wall, this is wonderful, you've got them all named, and all of these can be seen at one time or another here in the refuge?
If not here, then in Delaware, but we
Okay.
have the habitat for most of these.
Okay, great. Wonderful. All the beautiful birds. And we've got turtles.
We have painted turtles.
Okay.
And here we've got American toads.
What could be better? Turtles, frogs, birds? Let's go take a look at them in their natural habitat.
Yes, let's
How
do
about
it.
that? Yeah,
That
let's
sounds
go do
great.
that. All right, John. Well, we're down here on the walkway. Do you have a special name for the walkway?
We just call it the boardwalk.
The boardwalk. Okay, we're here on the boardwalk, and we're right in front of the Education Center. And folks are gathering here today because we said this is a special day with the migration of the monarch butterflies. And so the folks are gathering here today, and right here at this moment, what's going to happen?
Well, here in a few moments, we're actually going to, for research, do some tagging of monarchs. We're going to put a little tag on them.
Now, wait a minute. You're going to tag a butterfly.
Yes,
A little
really small
teeny-
tag.
I was going to say, it's going to have to be a really small tag. Now, what kind of information is on the tag?
The tag has a very specific identification number, and what we do is on a catalog list, we list that number, today's date, the weather, and a lot of information about this situation and the monarch that we're releasing. So if that tag is found down in Mexico or somewhere else in the United States, they could see how long it took them to get there, what condition it was in, where it was found, which helps them understand the monarch migration.
When they find this tag, do they find it on a live butterfly?
Typically,
or?
no.
No, okay.
But they can. If they happen to see one flying around and can catch it, they can read the tag. But a lot of
So they
times,
might do this sort of thing down there.
Yeah, what we're doing here is done throughout the East Coast during migration season. Yeah.
Okay, so you tag the butterflies and then you release them.
Yes.
And like today, how many butterflies do you think that you'll be tagging and releasing?
Probably about 10 today.
10?
We've been able to catch 10 in the last day or so, so we want to
Okay.
make sure that we can tag them and let them go.
So in recent time, you tag 10. How many do you hear back about?
Well, the numbers are pretty small percentage
Right.
that you hear back from, and you can actually go onto a website and look up the number and see if it's been found or not.
Okay.
So there's a lot tagged, but only a few get found.
Okay.
A lot of times it's down where they overwinter in Mexico and some northern forests there that are evergreens. The local indigenous people will earn money by looking through the monarchs that die there to see if they could find some stickers as well. So it
about
helps
that?
their economy there.
Helps their economy and helps get the information that you
Helps with
need.
research.
Okay. So do all butterflies go to Mexico in the winter?
No, the only one that migrates to Mexico is really the monarch butterfly.
Okay.
So they overwinter as adults in Mexico, but other butterflies sometimes overwinter as adults here, even in Delaware, like one called the mourning cloak butterfly that kind of
Okay.
overwinters under leaves.
So they're a little hardier than the
A
monarch.
little hardier, and some overwinter in the chrysalis.
Okay.
Which is what they go from a caterpillar to a chrysalis to a monarch. A moth creates a cocoon from its caterpillar, then becomes a moth.
That's the difference
Yes.
between the cocoon and the chrysalis. See? Educational. We're educational here in front of the Education Center. Okay, so we're going to get started and see if we can't tag some butterflies.
Yes, let's see what we can do.
Okay. All right, well, we're starting the process here of tagging the butterflies. We've got Alyssa and Catherine are tagging the butterflies, which I think is pretty much a unique job. They've got the butterflies there, and I believe these have been caught here in the last couple days. And so they're trying to make sure that these butterflies don't fly away before they get the tag on them. Oh my gosh, you can't even see the tag in her fingers. It's so small. But it's going on that beautiful monarch.
Right on the distal cells.
Right on the wing there. Oh, I see. Okay, it's a
And
it's a white disc.
Small sticker is what it is.
Okay. It's just fascinating. Now it's not a chip or anything, it's just a sticker with information
numbers.
on it.
And
Okay.
it's not too heavy, it doesn't impair their flight.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Okay. So we're getting a close-up look at this. This butterfly is a star today.
It is. One of the visitors caught this one.
Oh, caught it today?
Caught it today.
Wonderful. Okay. So now, how long are you going to keep these butterflies after we get them all tagged and ready?
Within minutes, we'll let
Oh,
them
just
go. Yeah.
just release them. Okay.
After we've got them cataloged, their number, we release them and let them begin their journey.
Okay, great. How long do they usually stay around, or you can't really tell how long the butterflies will stay in this refuge, in this environment?
It's really hard to tell. They might just fly off to the next natural
Right.
habitat. We've had them for a little while upstairs, so they might nectar here, find some flowers, get enough energy, then move on.
Get some energy. Okay. And where might they be moving on to? Because we're here just out on the edge of Wilmington, and you said to the next refuge, and they're going relatively south.
South, so they'll follow the eastern coastline. So here in Delaware, they might be making their way down the east coast and hit Bombay Hook National Wildlife
okay.
Refuge.
All right.
We have state forest in Delaware they could be stopping in.
All
Just
right.
depends on where they go.
All right.
Yeah, they kind of have to balance themselves.
Go with God's speed there, little butterfly. Okay, what shall we name the butterfly? Shall we name it something? Okay, well, we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl.
This is a girl.
It's a girl. Oh, we know it's a girl. Okay.
And this was called
Leslie.
one of our
Okay.
visitors
All right.
today.
All right, Leslie. Here you go.
And it's probably sometimes they relax their legs.
It'll
and
take
a
it. Oh, here he comes. Oh, she, sorry.
minute. Sometimes they just need to be.
Oh, there he goes. That was great. That was awesome. Yes. Applause for the butterfly. That was awesome. I released a butterfly.
Good job. Now you're a citizen scientist.
Oh, great. That was wonderful. That's very cool. All right, so John, we're out here on the boardwalk taking a nice stroll out here, and
Yes.
we were looking at the beautiful environment that you have here as well. You pointed out the hibiscus that is still blooming out here. And all of the things that are here are native to the area, but they may not have been here already. You may have done some planting of some of the different grasses and flowers.
We've supplemented a little bit with a few plants such as cardinal flower and a lot of the hibiscus.
Okay.
They're already out here, but to help it look a little nicer, we added some more.
Right.
But this is a neat plant right here. The seeds have already passed because the birds love to eat it.
Okay.
This is wild rice.
No,
Yes,
that's
so
really
as you- It's a
tall.
9-foot grass. It's an annual, so
Oh my
every year
gosh.
it grows this much in one season.
How about that? And the rice was on
The
this?
rice grains would have been on these, yes.
Oh,
So
how
the
about
red-winged
that?
blackbirds and a lot of other birds, it's a great food source. It's their habitat. This
Right.
is where it's found.
Okay,
It's a really unique plant that most people don't realize exists.
wonderful. All right, let's take a walk on out here because we're right here very near the water. I mean, there's water all around us here in the marsh. We've got beautiful benches because this is all part of the walkway. And as we want to mention, that coming here to this refuge is free.
Yes, it is.
And it's part of, it's under the auspices of who?
The Delaware Nature Society. I work for the Delaware Nature Society.
Okay.
And as an organization, we try to do really three things. Education, so that people can enjoy and appreciate the environment and the world around them. We do advocate for good environmental laws, as well as land preservation. We help preserve lands that people can visit.
And tell people again how many acres are preserved right here in this area.
The acreage here is 212 acres.
Wow.
A freshwater tidal marsh, and this is
this body of water
Christina
is
River.
the Christina River, with all of the marsh grasses, and again, we're right here next to the DuPont Environmental Education Center?
Yes.
Okay.
And we've been asked to operate it, and we have a great time doing it, doing lots of wonderful programs like what's going on here today.
Now, is it open every day?
The building itself is open Tuesday through Sunday for programming, and it's free for the public to come and visit. And the grounds, the boardwalk we've been enjoying, the garden where you parked today,
right,
which is 10 acres, that's free to the public Monday through Friday, dawn to dusk.
And like we said, you can start at where Frawley Stadium is, where the riverfront is at that point, get on the walkway, and you end up here.
Yeah, the riverfront, the river walk goes all the way to the train station, so it's on one side, we're on the other. So you can...
Do you happen to know how long a walk that is for the health enthusiasts?
A little over a mile, or maybe a mile and a half.
Is there anything else that you'd like to show us?
Yes, let's continue walking. There's some neat other things we haven't seen yet.
All right, let's go.
So what we have here is the tide is coming into the marsh through our tide gate. This gate actually allows us to control the height of the water. So once it fills up, we could put boards in there and it would stay full. And we could do that to encourage specific wildlife like ducks that like ponds.
Okay.
But if we're looking for things such as herons and egrets, we might keep it low, allow it to tide so they get to the mud flats.
They like to come in and just wade.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And actually this winter, standing right here, we watched an otter swim around right in front of us.
How about that? Now, do you have beaver here as well?
Yes, we do have American beaver, and if we were to take you out in a canoe, I could show you some beaver lodges out in the marsh.
Wow. So would this be the waterway that we would go in a canoe?
We'd probably actually launch in the river and
then come in.
Come into the marsh.
I see. Okay. Now, how far, as far as we can see, how far does the 200 and some odd acres go?
It's bordered by the Christina River on our left, and then as far as the freeway in front of us.
Wow. So when folks are coming up I-95 and they look off to their right, if they're going north on I-95 and they look off to their right, then that marshy area is part of this foundation and this environment?
Yes, when they're sitting in traffic, groaning, they can look over here and daydream about this wonderful place that they can come and enjoy.
And they can know that you're here just enjoying yourself.
Yes, I am.
And I see that we have some artists that come out here to draw and sketch and paint, which is awesome.
Yes.
On to the tadpoles.
Onward. We have many different plants blooming. Earlier in the season, we might have blue flag iris.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful plant that actually grows in people's gardens as well.
Right.
Cardinal flower with the long red spikes, and if you sit long enough, you'll see the hummingbirds come up to them. Because we're in a marsh, we talked about milkweeds earlier. The one that grows best here is swamp milkweed. Grows to about 2 feet and has nice clump of beautiful pink flowers.
Okay. So shall we go down? This is where they're trying to catch the tadpoles, huh?
You know, and sometimes we've caught shrimp in here, small glass shrimp.
Oh my.
Yeah. And
okay.
Occasionally a crayfish. So we can come over here and see what's been caught already by some of our young visitors.
Okay.
We want to keep that fish in there, though.
So we have...
There's
that tadpole
one.
is really feisty.
How about that?
It's really
That's a
feisty.
tadpole.
So this is a southern leopard frog tadpole.
You can tell.
He's holding his breath now, so I shouldn't keep him out too long.
Yeah. Put him back where he belongs.
Yep.
Very
Actually,
good.
I
And
was
there's some little, really tiny ones in
I
there.
was speaking earlier about dragonflies. This is what they look like before they emerge and see what most people recognize as a dragonfly.
How about that?
So this guy swims around and eats other insects in the water. And then as an adult, it flies around and catches insects in flight and then eats them.
And it grows those beautiful wings somewhere along the way.
Yes.
All right.
And then we've got some fish in here as well. Looks like some mosquito fish maybe, as well as some of those mummy chugs we spoke about earlier.
Oh, right. Right.
Okay, I just got another.
You caught another?
There he is.
Oh, tiny little one. Tiny little one. Well, I'll have to see if I can't catch something.
Yeah, let's see what we can catch.
Okay. Well, it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's a little stirred up by all the
By
visitors,
everybody.
but you know, sometimes things like to hide on the bottom. So even though it's a little muddy, you could find some stuff in there.
Oh, let it drain through.
See? And here we got some things here.
Oh, now see, you're better off than...
We've got quite a few
look at all
insects.
that. Yeah.
So these are all fish food is what we see here crawling around. Like here's another dragonfly larva.
Oh,
It's upside down. Put him back in. Here's something called a scud, S-C-U-D.
A scud.
It's a cephalopod is technically what it is. But it looks like a shrimp that's on his side, and now I've lost it. Oh, it's right here.
Can I see?
Yeah. That little,
All kinds
little
of
guy
things.
right there.
Oh, wow.
So if we
let's
stood
see
here
if we
long
can-
enough, we'd catch all sorts of things.
All sorts of things. Let's see if we can get a...
And if you're going for fish, you got to move that net a little faster because they're...
I know.
Whoop. I caught a lot of mud, John.
That happens sometimes.
No tadpoles for me today.
What I could tell is the children are better at it than we are.
Yes, it seems so. It seems so. A successful day for me is not to fall in.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely is stirred up. You can't see the tadpoles very much. Yep. Okay. So we
Trust me, they're in there.
We have safely discovered that I am not a tadpole catcher because I didn't do very well.
Yeah, every day at 2 o'clock, except Mondays when we're not open. So Tuesday through Sunday, come out here at 2 o'clock and one of our naturalists will help you catch and find things and then identify what they are.
All right, John, you've brought us all the way up here to this beautiful platform, and we're taking a gorgeous look at downtown Wilmington, the skyline. And this is what you get to look at every day.
Yeah, and I think this is probably the best view of the city from anywhere around.
It's beautiful. The city there off to the left is Frawley Stadium and all the waterfront, riverfront items and places to go. Now, once again, let's talk to the people about exactly what this is called. It is the...
It's the DuPont Environmental Education Center, and the Delaware Nature Society, which is who I work for, operates this, and we're a nonprofit statewide organization that's helping people engage and enjoy the environment.
Okay. And it's the Russell W. Peterson Urban Wildlife Refuge.
Yes.
And do you have a website?
We do. Our website is www.delnature.org, DELNATURE.org.
And I imagine you can keep in touch with folks through social media?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page for the Delaware Nature Society. We have a Twitter account for this site, DEEC.DNS, or it's DEEC_DNS. We also have an Instagram, so if you come out here and visit, post your photos on our Instagram, DEEC.DNS.
And there's plenty of things to take pictures of, that's for
Yes.
sure. Now, if a group wants to come and bring a group and do something special, how do they get in touch with you?
We have an education coordinator who would be happy to work with groups to schedule visits. And our telephone number is 302-656-1490. If you ask for our education coordinator, they'll work with your group to come up with a great program, whether it's canoeing or tracking fish in the marsh. We've got everything.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much. It's been an exciting day. We got to release the butterflies and tag the butterflies and see all the other wonderful things that you have here to offer. So thank you very much.
My
You've been
pleasure.
a wonderful host, and
Thank
we're going to
you.
get some people here to see what you've got to offer.
Yes.
What a great day we had here at the Russell W. Peterson Urban Wildlife Refuge. If you have not been here, you need to stop by because it's so much fun. And of course, lots of activities for the kids. They've got classroom events, but also if you'd like to have your wedding, beautiful area for a wedding, and they have a reception area as well. So you can give John a call and set that up because it's absolutely gorgeous. We learned a lot today. We released some butterflies and had a lot of fun. You can learn a lot here too at the Russell Peterson Urban Wildlife Refuge. It's all part of the Delaware Nature Society. Just stop by anytime. It's free, and the only day they're closed is on Monday. So there you go. I hope you had as much fun as I did with the butterflies. I'm Donna Cavender, and that's Inside Delaware for now. We'll see you next time.